I help. Oh, I'm on somebody else's notes. That's not gonna work. You guys can just hold on a second, I'll be right with you. Jesus. Alright. How's everybody doing tonight? I can try, but she's got really crappy handwriting. But I did have kidney stones once. Kidding. Happy Valentine's Day. It's a great holiday for women. Not a very good holiday for men. I should say most women have really high expectations. They want candy, they want chocolate, they want to be romanced and everything else. And basically a guy just wants one thing at the end of the night. To talk, because that's what we care about. Right, fellas? Back me up on this. I want to be honest right away. I do have some medical conditions, some problems that sometimes affect me up here. I have ADD, which is attention deficit disorder. And sometimes it's hard for me to concentrate and I have racing thoughts, but I'm going to do everything that I can tonight to stay on track. I like trains. I also have IBS, which some of you might know that is irritable bowel syndrome. Sometimes when I get nervous, like I am right now, I start to feel a little bloated and pressure, kind of like I am right now. And inevitably, that pressure is going to get released. So therefore I must apologize to these people. Because for the next 10 minutes, I may or may not be crop dusting. I also have anxiety, pretty severe anxiety. I take the little blue pills for this anxiety. Not the little blue boner pills, because that would give my wife anxiety. And all this accumulates to give myself low self-esteem. It started when I was a kid. I wasn't always this pretty. These lips and these ears, they never grew. I had to grow into them. When I was a baby, my mom used to bring me uptown, and these old ladies would sit here and pinch me and go, "Oh, he's got the cutest chubby cheeks." Those were my lips. Some moms send their babies pictures in their Gerber, hoping that they'll have the next Gerber baby. My mom sent my baby picture in a chapstick. She was trying to capitalize on my physical disfigurement. I got chapped lips in 2nd grade. I was in a hospital for a week. This close to skin grafts. And I grew up with 4 brothers. My mom named us Carl, Kent, Carrie, Curtis, and Chris. So every time she got pissed off, it sounded like she was coughing up a hairball. And they were ruthless too. They used to call me beluga lips, Dumbo ears. She used to tell me not to hang my head out the window when Dad was driving because he'd pull over thinking we got a flat tire. And I used to tattle to Mom. And I couldn't even talk right because my lips were so huge. So I'd be like, "Mom, please. They keep making fun of me." And she'd grab me and hold me close. And I'd feel all warm and squishy. And I'd look up at her, and she'd look down at me, and she'd say, "I don't understand a damn word you're saying." But it's the thought that counts. I hit my prime when I was like 20 years old. And ever since then, it's been downhill. I started losing my hair. And my wife talked me into trying Rogaine, so I tried that for quite a while. I just put it on religiously before bed every night. Now my wife has to shave her downstairs every 4.5 minutes. Because I fell asleep in her lap. What a bunch of perverts. And we were poor growing up. We were so poor at Christmas time. My dad would hang the stockings by the chimney with care. But that's because the fucking dryer was broke. I'm crop dusting, I can't stay in one spot. I can't even stand myself. And my dad, we couldn't afford medical insurance. So my mom was our doctor. And I think my mom went to a different medical school than most doctors because I don't believe that proper sterilization of a needle involves a lighter. Get a sliver in my house, you wait till you are 1 day from amputation. And then she finally notices, and she comes running with her surgical / sewing kit, plunges it in your finger and digs for a half hour. Then she finally gets done with that. Then you gotta put your jacket on because you need a tetanus shot. So she brings you to Fleet Farm and gives you your 7-in-1. I don't think there's residual effects, although I did try to lick my balls once. Neck cramp. And my wife wonders why I hate the doctor so much. Most people go in for their annual physical. I go in when I'm nearly dead. And I'm getting close to 40 here, and my wife is gonna make me go in for that big physical, you know? But I'm really scared about that proctology exam. That is scaring me, because it could be a game changer. If you enjoy it too much, you could be gay. Or you have to have a really understanding wife. But I have a plan. I'm going to shorten that part of the examination. So when he's about to put his finger in my butt, I'm going to go, ooh. That way, hopefully he just goes, bloop, bloop. Okay, get the fuck out of here. And hopefully he doesn't go, bloop. You like that? I got 10 more. Yeah, I'm going to make her proud that day. And where's it written that we have to be proud of our children regardless of what they do?
Oh, God.
My son is 17 years old. When he was younger, I bought him a Discman. We'll just say it was like 10 years ago, so it doesn't make me seem like a cheap ass, but it was actually like 2 years ago from Goodwill. And I don't know what was playing in there, but somewhere between here and his ears and coming out of his mouth, something got lost in translation. Because what I heard coming from the back seat was, ain't no lie, bye, bye, bye. Oh, it was the Backstreet Boys. But they all had the flu that day. My oldest boy's 19. When he was younger, he was at his grandmother's house. And he came back and he's like, Dad, I got a stomach ache. So me being the concerned father that I am, I'm like, what's wrong? Did you eat? Did you eat anything bad? He's like, I had a chicken salad in a can. I was like, ooh, that's your first mistake. It was expired. Oh no. It expired the 1st. Oof. Of December. Oh. 2003. John, you're 18 years old. My daughter's 14.
Oh, God.
And she got ripped in her pants and she wanted to be like Grandma. She wanted to sew them herself. So I grabbed Grandma's surgical / sewing kit and sent her on her way. About 45 minutes, I hear, ouch. So me being the concerned parent that I am, of course, you guys already know that, I go and check on her. She's sewing her pants while they're on. And that's not the worst part. She sewed her pants to her underpants. True story. I could not make that up. And then I'm proud of the weird things. My 17-year-old son is a male cheerleader.
Woo.
I'll take that.
He's my hero. He's at the bottom of the pyramid. I couldn't get that lucky when I was in high school. My 19-year-old son is going back to college. He's going to start his own business. It's going to be a tow truck company. He's decided he's going to name it Camel. Camel towing? I didn't get it the first time either. And my daughter can rattle a wine rack from 10 feet away by lifting her leg. She's just like her mama. She had a sleepover for her birthday, and of course she pre-warns her friends. My dad has IBS. They don't know what the hell IBS is. So she's like, well, he toots a lot. Besides the immediate embarrassment, I haven't tooted for 39 years. The ferocity that comes out of my ass is not a toot. And women don't toot either. I've been married long enough to know that. I'm sorry, I gotta drink. For the first year of my marriage actually got better after my wife farted in front of me. For the first year we were married, she walked like this. And then we got in this big argument, and I said, honey, just let it go. And she let it go. So if you have a significant other, and she's walking around pissy, she got an angry butt looking for a toilet to yell at. And I know there are inappropriate times. I have IBS. I can't control myself. I really can't. But there are inappropriate times that I have chosen to do that. Like at my wedding. While this mouth was saying one set of vowels, that was saying another set of vowels. If she would have paid attention, when my daughter was born, the doctor's saying, push, push, to my wife, and then she turns around, looks at me and says, not you! And my dad gave me a piece of advice. He said, don't trust anything that bleeds for 7 days and doesn't die. And and never fart in church. I have IBS, ladies and gentlemen. I've never been in a church and not farted. But the worst time, and I kind of feel like Chunk from Goonies when I tell this story about how he talks about throwing up in the movie theater, because I was dealing with my own truffle shuffle at that point. I was sitting in church, and the gospel was singing, and I don't go to church a lot. I don't know the words, so I just kind of go, Lord, Lord, Lord. And, you know, mouthing everything. So, I mean, I'm religious, but you're not that religious. So then everybody sits down, and I'm like, all of a sudden my stomach goes, brrr. I'm like, shit. I'm like, I gotta get rid of this. And he's like, let's bow our heads to pray. And I'm looking around, I got an old purple-haired lady right here. And I'm like, maybe she might not hear it, but I don't think her nose is broken. And I got a little smart-ass third grader right here that reminded me of Eric Cartman from South Park. And I know he's got a tap. And I couldn't hold it any longer. It started low. And then I tried to tighten up. And then I got a cramp. And it spasmed. And then I had to just let it go. So in real time, it was this. Everybody turns and looks, and little Eric Cartman goes, oh man, that was sweet. And the pastor looks at me, and all I could think is, it was the pew. That's my time, guys.